Hi, I'm Stacie.
And I'm Kristi.
Welcome to Art After Dark. If you've ever had a marketing task sitting on your to-do list for so long it basically has its own zip code, this episode is for you. Today, Stacie and I are getting real about why marketing feels so hard when you're a one-person creative business, what we've actually tried, what surprised us, and what we're each committing to do this week. Let's get into it.
Kristi,
Yes.
how are you today?
Stacie. I'm
Good.
good. How are you?
I have a question for you. Um,
Okay.
what is a task that you keep putting on your to-do list that never gets done?
Okay, I have a lot of those. Our episode today, though, is more about marketing. And so I will say that I put on my task list most weeks a few things. I want to post to Pinterest, and I do that some weeks. But most recently, the thing that keeps getting put on my list again and again and again is I had this YouTube video that did really well for me for my channel. And I have recorded a whole
Oh,
follow-up video. I have edited
oh,
that video, but I do not like it.
oh.
And so every week I look at it and think I could just post this and like put it out in the world and get it over with, and I don't. And I just look at it like once a week. I kind of rewatch it and I think it could be better, and I don't just let it go. I let the
Mm.
perfectionism like weigh me down and prevent me from hitting publish on that video. And I've been doing that for, well, I've been sick for a couple
Fair,
weeks,
fair.
but like probably a total of a month. I've had this video like
In the
pretty much
can,
ready to
ready to
go.
go.
And in the can, ready to go. I think the only thing I need to do is make the thumbnail image, which that's the thing that I keep saying to myself, well, I haven't made the thumbnail image, so I won't post it. Even though that's pretty simple.
Okay.
Um, yeah. And I don't think I'm going to post it this week, just FYI.
In case
um,
we're wondering.
it's very unlikely. Yeah, in case anyone's wondering, oh yeah, I'll watch that video and help Kristi out. It's probably not going to be there. So,
Okay. I mean, why do you think, is it because it's not quote perfect, or is it something else?
um, I think it's a few things. I think first, there's something about when I watch it that it doesn't feel like me, enough like me. Um, and I think that's because, I do use AI to kind of help me like create an outline and like work through the video. And sometimes when I do that, if I'm struggling, I rely on it more than others. And this video, I was struggling. And so I was relying on that outline more than normal, more than just my usual like riffing. And so when I watch the video, I feel this like feeling of
Mm,
it's not quite authentically
mm,
myself. And so that like really gives me pause and makes me
yeah.
not want to post it. Um, and generally I'll say I'm the kind of person who will just like get it out there, just get it done, just see what happens, like throw the spaghetti against the wall and call it done. But for some reason, this video, and I think part of it too is like because that previous video did so well, I've put this pressure on myself that the follow up needs to like meet or exceed that video, even though, and maybe this is me not having faith in myself, but I don't think it's going to happen. Like, I think that other video doing so well was kind of a fluke. Like, it was a moment that I happened to be talking about a thing that was in the zeitgeist that got picked up. And I don't know that those same people will care all that much about
Yeah.
this follow up. So I think it's those
Okay.
two
First of
things.
all of that breaks my heart sitting here
Oh,
because I, as an observer, it's so easy for me to say, like, just put it out there because you're going to move on and you're going to make another video.
mm,
Like, the whole point is to, okay. And I say this as someone who is not good at making YouTube videos consistently or at all. But as an outsider, just get it out there. Just move on to the next.
I
Do you
know.
want me to
I
make the
know.
thumbnail for you? Does that help?
Oh. No, I mean it's
I
not
know
even
it's
that it's
not,
hard
but
to make the
it's this
thumbnail. It's
mental
just
thing and
like,
this pressure that you're putting on yourself too is completely understandable because it was like you had this one video that did so well, and now you're like, oh, I need them all to do
mhm,
that when you have
mhm.
very little control over how those things are received. So
Oh yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah. Thank you.
I would like to gently encourage you to make the thumbnail and post the video before the end of next week.
Thank you. Do you want to talk about anything in this
I
topic?
mean, I would just say that as a person who has an actual degree in marketing and an actual degree in art, sure, I'm terrible at marketing myself. I mean, I feel very comfortable suggesting to other people how things could be done, and it's the same advice I would give to myself, but I find it near impossible to
Mhm.
do for myself or my business. It feels very vulnerable.
Yeah.
I think I take it too personally, like it's um
Mm,
what are my friends going to think? What is my family going to think if they see me putting myself out there like this? Like, yes, I might be trying to sell something, but I don't want it to come across as salesy. And then I think part of it also is a belief, like you were kind of saying, like a belief in yourself. Yes, I stand
mhm.
behind all the things that I do, but it feels weird to talk about it in a marketing kind of way. So yeah, I really do struggle
Yeah.
with it. No problem telling other people what to do, but cannot take my own advice.
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
I think we all often fall into that category,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, I wonder if it's an artist thing or if it's something that a lot of people feel in any field. I don't know. I feel like art is such
I don't
it's such an extension of ourselves. Well, I mean, it is for me. And so it's very,
mm,
like I said, vulnerable to kind of like put yourself out there like that. But I wonder if I was selling, I don't know. I mean, I worked for like retail places. I had no problem selling retail, but I definitely have a problem selling art.
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it does seem like it's like that personal aspect, right? And like how many artists got into this because they wanted to be a
Yeah.
salesperson,
Yeah.
right? Like, I mean, I'm sure there's artists out there who did, but I think the majority of people who want to be full-time or part-time artists, they just want, probably something that's very, very rare, which is that magic, like
If
things
you
just
build it, they
sell,
will come. Like you just
without
make the
any.
art and then people
Yes,
flock
yes.
to it and purchase it without like having to do the marketing.
I mean, what even is marketing when you're a one person creative business?
Do you mean like what is marketing in terms of like what channels would I use or what would I say in marketing?
I think
I
both.
mean, to me, obviously, not obviously, I do have a newsletter. I have a Substack. We have an Instagram and a Pinterest and a website. Am I leaving anything out? I don't do TikTok. Oh, YouTube. So all of those things are channels. Um, I think for a long time I struggled with feeling like I had nothing to say. And I would go
Mm,
back to some of the courses I've paid for that have modules on marketing and I would rewatch those and I would say, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, I've got to have like this pillar, this content pillar, and this content pillar, and this content pillar. And logically, it makes sense. Like one content pillar about your process, one content pillar, sort of like, well, behind the scenes is probably process. One content for your studio. Spoiler alert, I'm in my living room. This is my studio. Um, one content pillar. If you are like a fine artist and you're selling originals or you're selling prints or you make a product, like I love the planning and I geek out on that and it makes perfect sense. But then when it comes to the execution, it is a hard stop. I cannot get my brain to do it except for the bare minimum. Like, here's the thing, here's the link. And then I make one sale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, I can plan all day long, but yeah, the execution is where I fall down.
I mean, I think I'm the same. I have a similar list, of platforms. Recently, I have been telling myself I am only working on, I'm really trying to only work on one platform, which I am finding difficult. But I think, and we'll probably talk about this later, but I think that there's a big part of me that thinks that that might be the key to making this marketing thing work, at least for me. If I am just focused on one singular platform, that means my focus is so laser focused, right? I'm like monitoring the analytics of that, only that platform. I'm seeing what people are resonating with and what things like fall by the wayside. But doing that is so hard. It's so hard when you see people who seemingly are succeeding across many, many channels and are just creating what to me looks like prolific amounts
Yeah.
of content. But I'm like, how
Yeah.
do they do this? And so I do find myself continually, being resolute in my like focus on one platform. And then I'm like, oh, but this person is doing this challenge on making reels for 30 days and I should be doing that. And I really have to sit back and think, wait, remember what we talked about, me and myself and I, and like, let's like, let's
Yeah.
bring it back.
No, I think that's actually really good advice too, because it is easy to get caught by all the shiny objects and all the things we see other people doing. And
Mhm.
instead focusing on one thing. And for you, if that's the YouTube, um, it's just the temptation, I think, is that while I'm creating this content for YouTube, certainly I can spin that out into all of these other avenues. Wouldn't that be a good idea? And
Exactly.
the answer is
Yeah.
yes. But also, again, we are one person. We are doing this in our spare time. And so the idea of
Hmm.
marketing, like you are not a marketing team, you are you're one person. So having to
I love that
having to
idea.
be like,
I'm going to consult with my marketing
yes,
team.
yes. And that would be me, myself, and I and Coco,
Yeah.
who is very present in this meeting this
Hmm.
morning. If my desk is shaking, it's because of Coco. Um, yeah, so it is when you have limited time, I would say the advice would be to focus on the one thing and also pay attention to what feels good for you. This idea of
Mm.
30 reels in 30 days sounds like a great challenge. I hate Instagram. Sorry, I don't enjoy it except for the cat videos.
Yeah.
So think about what feels good to you. If you're someone who really likes a narrative in your marketing and storytelling, maybe YouTube is right for you. Maybe a Substack is right for you, where you have more room to sort of spread out than, an Instagram post. And showing up for that thing consistently. Also, nothing is forever. So just because you decide to focus on this one thing right now doesn't mean you can't change your mind 6 months down the road if you find that it's not giving you the results that you had hoped for, or you change your tactic, right? I don't know.
Yeah. I
What,
think
in your experience, have you actually tried in terms of marketing that surprised you? Any either direction, good or bad.
mm, yeah, good or bad. Um, so there's a few things. I think I have put a lot of effort into Pinterest. Not right now, obviously, because I keep putting that off. But in the past, I have put a lot of effort into Pinterest, and that's because what I saw very consistently through my like website analytics was that that was the thing that was bringing pretty much all of the
Wow.
traffic to my website. And so that made me go, okay, I should double
Sure.
down on that because Instagram was doing absolutely nothing for me and causing me to spend all this time like spinning my wheels and creating content that, you know,
Yeah.
didn't do much. More recently, this is the thing that has surprised me the most is when I launched my print subscription, my monthly, I send like a block print, a monthly block print. I made this reel that I also posted on shorts, YouTube shorts. And the reel was, it was something like, I'm just sitting over here manifesting my first subscribers to this print subscription that I've created. And I put that short out there expecting nothing because again, like I haven't invested any time in YouTube shorts really. And I actually got a sale from a random person using that YouTube short. And it kind of made me like really sit back and think, not that I was going to invest in YouTube shorts, but what it made me really see was that people want to support you. And the only way that person found me was that I made this random YouTube short. And I also like kind of presented it in this way that like it tells them something about me, right? It tells them that I believe in like manifesting, that I believe in like putting that out there into the world. Um, and that resonated with someone. That person is still a subscriber to my print subscription. I really thought, oh yeah, they'll probably like get one print for 1 month and then they'll be gone. And they're not. Like they're still there. And it's really it just like completely floored me and like I was so surprised. Um and the smart thing would have been to like take that idea and see like how I can, change it up and make it into other pieces of content or like how I can utilize it. Of course, I did not do that. I just was like, huh, this blip happened and it was really cool. Moving on. And I think this is, a very common thing with artists is that maybe something works and we think, oh, that was
Yeah.
probably a fluke or, oh, that
Yeah.
won't happen again. But what I should have done was tested it out again. Even just like reposting that same exact reel or a YouTube short, like 3 months later, just to see what happens. It could have been interesting
Yeah.
at least to see.
Yeah. I had something with my Substack. So Substack has this section called notes. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, it's not intended to be long form essays like a normal Substack article. So you can just post a picture, say a few words, and this obviously this picture can be about anything or whatever. But I started posting an artwork Monday through Friday for about a month. And I was shocked at how fast my subscribers grew. It was mind blowing to me.
Mm.
Um, Now, when I ran into all the issues with my carpal tunnel and I wasn't like making as much art, I backed off and I still
Mm-hmm.
backed off. And of course, now I get like maybe one or two subscribers a day, but I was getting, I mean, it was a little bit alarming. Um, I mean, it made me a little uncomfortable to have that many people following me all of a sudden. So that was like something that was really surprising. And also there had been some changes to Substack. And I think I'm just keeping an eye on it. I'm worried that it's going to start becoming a little bit more like Instagram, but which would
Mm,
be a really sad thing.
yeah.
So, but that was kind of surprising that, I think it does show that if you put in effort and if you are consistent, those things, they compound, like they add up and turn into
Mm-hmm.
something. But again, if you're doing something that you don't enjoy, so if you're like, oh, I need to post on Instagram twice a day, 5 days a week, but you don't like Instagram, maybe don't do that, because for it to be sustainable, it has to be something that you enjoy and want to continue doing. And sometimes you don't know until you try a channel, see
Hmm.
how it feels, see what kind of response you get, and make decisions based on that, I would say.
Yeah. Do you have any other kind of tips for making this kind of marketing sustainable? So, like, find
Find
the
the
thing
thing you
you
love.
love,
Yeah.
definitely.
I think
Yeah.
I really like your advice about sticking to one channel, maybe two. Like I still
Mhm.
think like having your own email list is probably the most important thing. So even if you be again, because we've heard stories about people losing their Instagram access and you don't own those followers, you don't even really know how to reach those followers other than through Instagram. So creating your own email list is would be the first thing I would say. If you don't do that, I would really recommend doing that because then you own all of those email addresses and you can communicate with them
Yeah.
regardless of Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever. So that would be my first piece of advice. And then if you get to a point where you're able to see how you might be able to reuse the same content you've already created, right? So create it once, use it 2 or 3 times. I think that would be the next piece of advice. Again, I don't follow my own advice. This is what I would say. What about you?
Yeah, I think both things, obviously. I know there's people who do the like I I time block and I create a lot of content in one session. I can't seem to get myself to do that, but for some people it does work. I think, and this is kind of the opposite of this kind of maintainable, sustainable consistency we're trying to, you know, give people tips on, but also you need to be able to give yourself permission to either shift to some other platform if you're really finding something difficult, or you might just need to stop
Mhm. Take a
altogether,
break.
you know, um, and take a break. Exactly. Because it is really exhausting. It's really exhausting to be putting all of that out there all of the time. And I know that, like, best practice is to stay consistent and to keep going, but not at the detriment of your own health, you know, or your mental health, or just your excitement about something that you used to be excited about, if
Yeah.
you're losing that, because this marketing aspect is really, you know, bringing you down. Just be willing to, like, step back. And it's not that you're walking away forever, but just know that there are seasons, right? There are seasons when you might be really working really hard on marketing yourself and your business, and then there might be seasons where you just have to let it go, and that's fine.
Yeah. One of the things about marketing too that I think we need to remember or at least touch on is that it takes something like 7 to 10 impressions before someone even recognizes what they're seeing. So you might put out a newsletter and mention your thing one time, and maybe you don't get a result.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe what if it's a product launch or something and you don't get the result you're hoping for. People need to see that 7 to 10 times before it starts to click and they might even act on it. So you might feel like you're saying it too much, which is the problem that I have. I feel like no one wants to hear this anymore. I've already shared it
Yeah.
twice. Like, oh, enough. But in reality, just think about your own email inbox. Think about where you're getting your information across all these different channels. Like, it's so easy to miss something that you may genuinely even be interested in. And you're like, maybe you flag it and it's in your email, and then you get 400 other emails from different things and you forget. So, this idea of, yes, consistency, but also repetition, I think, is another thing to consider. And
Mm-hmm.
again, of course, I do like what you said about not to the detriment of your own mental health. Like, obviously this is something you want to be mindful of, because it is, I think, as artists, and maybe even some of us potentially as introverts, it is hard to put ourselves out there in that way. And it does feel very scary sometimes. And, you just want to be sensitive to that, but also maybe just push the boundary a little bit, like stretch yourself. So, in just sort of wrapping up this marketing conversation, what is one thing that you can commit to over the next week that's marketing related that you will do?
I mean, it seems like the low hanging fruit here is to make the thumbnail and post my YouTube
Yes,
video so that it's just done, so it's out there, so I
you
can
can
move
do
on
it.
to the other videos. Yeah, the other plans I have for future videos. So, okay, I will do that. I will make the thumbnail. I will post the video. I will not rewatch it and relitigate its validity or how much I love or hate it. I will just do the spaghetti against the wall thing that I
Well, and
usually
think
do.
about your future self,
Um,
right? How good you're going to feel once you get that off your plate, and
yeah.
all of the mental space that it takes up because it's on your list and you haven't done it for however
Hmm.
long. So, like, just get it off your list, get it out of your
Yeah.
head, and then you can just like move on.
Yeah. And I mean, really, when I think about it, you know, I had been looking at my YouTube analytics this week to kind of figure out, what's working and what's not. And I have lots of videos that have like very low view counts. What's one more? Like, what's one more of those?
But again, like with YouTube, it's something that builds over time. So I would not worry about, I wouldn't
Hmm.
even qualify it as like another low count YouTube. It's just one of many videos that you put out, and you're going to put it out there and you're going to move on to the next. Done and dusted.
Yes. All right. That's my thing. I'm gonna put it out there. What about you?
Um, I, so, we talked about this in the last episode. I was part of the sketchbook revival, and I had what is for me a staggering number of new subscribers. That is quite intimidating. Um, I would like to send them an email, just sort of like welcoming them into my sphere. I recognize that a lot of them
Hmm.
probably signed up just to get the freebie, and that's fine. We all do that. And
Yeah.
if they unsubscribe, that's fine as well, because I really only would like people in my mailbox, in my email list, that are genuinely want to be there. So, yeah, I need to figure out what to send to these people who have just started subscribing, and how to communicate with them, what I should share, and yeah, just be ready for the mass exodus. Be unsubscribed.
Oh,
So that's what I'm committing to.
it's not gonna be a mass
Yeah,
exodus.
we'll see. Actually,
And if there is,
yeah,
like,
no,
it's
it's totally
fine.
fine. It's fine. Literally, I have, for better or worse, I'm at a period in my life right now where my expectations about everything are zero. Like, I have zero expectation. Um, yeah, and I think, yeah, it is what it is. It would be interesting though to do a little bit of research and see what is a typical unsubscribe rate, and then just kind of see where I fall in that.
Mm,
It's all just
yeah,
information. Whatever, it's fine.
yeah,
Okay, so in the
yeah.
comments, tell us, what is the one marketing thing that you're going to do this week that you have been putting off? What can you do? What small one thing can you do? And we just want to encourage you to do it. You can do it.
Yeah, you can do it. Do it before you're ready. Just get it. Use your
Yes,
creative courage.
get out there
Get
and
out
do it.
there. Yeah.
Okay, well, this is episode 3.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Well, we
Yeah.
have more coming. So thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Bye.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks so much for listening to Art After Dark. If you connected with today's episode, we'd love for you to subscribe and share it with a friend who's on their own creative quest. And if you want to follow along with our work, you'll find all the links in the show notes. Until next time, keep creating, and we'll see you after dark.